So now we're where I would consider a roller. I don't have the battery plugged in yet. I may or may not install the BEC. I think I'm going to need a little extra power because of the weight from the aluminum. I did the wheels. I skipped ahead because it's actually super easy. It's the easiest, absolutely easiest bead locks I've ever done. They have these little spacers. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, and then a big bolt, and it was just super easy. And you know, I haven't glued the tires yet because I think I'm going to use a different tire for this vehicle. You also get an extra one. No hub for that or anything, so it's really just a dummy tire. But Chris DeGraff was telling me that these are going to be collector's items at some point, so I might not even run them. But I have quite a bit left to do, including what I've noticed here is, I guess you call that toe-in. With the recommended setup for millimeters on these, what are these here, steering or no? Front supports, I don't know. If you want to know what exactly those are called, check out AsiaTees Playground's channel because he literally knows everything about everything. Again, I'm not the channel here that claims to know everything about RC. I'm just the guy that's trying to follow the instructions and do it right, and I think some of you appreciate that. So I'm going to have to adjust that because we want sort of a toe out angle so that we can maintain some stability. These things are notoriously flip over prone, so I'm going to do everything I can to have the setup eliminate it being able to flip over. But I'm pretty excited with the status of the build so far. The shocks seem to be able to support the weight just fine. Maybe I need to do a little adjustment on the front. But next up in the instructions is the body, and that's literally my favorite part. So we're going to do that in the next video. This is a long, arduous process, so I may just have to do updates for that. It's also my favorite process because I get to choose what I'm going to do, and I have all these awesome colors. But we're going to go over that in the next video. So in the meantime, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave it in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And that's about all I have for you for this episode of the build series for the Axial Yeti Trophy Truck Kit. I'm Read Your Mind, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Yo, what up? It's Read Your Mind from UrbanRcLA, and this is another video in the build series for the Axial Yeti Score Trophy Truck Kit. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I went over the entire construction of the chassis, the electronics with the Castle Creations SCT Race Pro, also you know, the boom racing upgrades, all that. So if you haven't checked out those videos, go ahead and watch the rest of the videos in the series. That'll get you up to speed of where I'm at. Now, if you've been following along, you've noticed that I went ahead and skipped ahead and created this rear roll cage. It was really easy to assemble, just bolted right together, looks great. The kit, I did notice, has the dual option light buckets, both for the front and the rear. So if you're thinking about getting this kit and you're thinking you're going to need to buy the dual LED setup for the light buckets, they come standard with the kit. So I thought that was really great because I was literally about to buy them when I saw in the instructions that it was an option part. So I went through my parts tree and I noticed that they were actually included. Now here's something that I find really interesting about the kit, is that, you know, I used a lot of boom racing upgrades, so I have just literally almost an entire Yeti worth of parts that I can use in case, you know, something goes wrong or something breaks or whatever. But even without the boom racing upgrades, there's a lot of extra parts in this kit, a lot of options, a lot of different things to do, tons of different you know, body mount posts, all kinds of things. So in this video, I'm actually going to go and start to work on the body, which is really massive. And there's a lot of it I have to cut out, and there's a lot of holes I need to drill and things of that nature to make sure that it's going to fit together with the roll cage and with the actual chassis. You see the roll cage mounts in there, so I've got to literally cut out the entire back. So I'm going to be very careful with that as I go to make sure that I don't mess it up and I don't, you know, just cut it wrong, because if I do, I mean, I have to order a whole new one, and these are slightly more expensive than your average body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash the inside of the body first, then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to drill the holes, and then I'm going to mask it with the design scheme I want. using the greens and yellows and whatnot, which is the color scheme that I chose because I wanted to look really well with the chassis. Now also in the kit I have the orange wheels that it comes with. I actually went ahead and I ordered the neon green wheels because again all the Boom Racing upgrades are neon green and I want the theme to look really, really great. So that's what we're going for in this episode, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to work. Okay, so here's the body fully cut out. I basically cleaned out the entire inside. This area back here was really difficult to cut, so I actually went in and sanded it a little bit more, and I'll probably Dremel it a little bit later because it's really rough and it was just really weird angle to get into. Yeah, so that's about ready to go. Got all the holes drilled, and now I'm just going to get started on cutting out the interior so that when I'm ready to paint, I'll be ready to paint everything at once. Got to choose the helmets I'm going to use and how it's going to look and all that stuff, but yeah, moving right along. Okay, so right now I've skipped quite a bit ahead because I'm not going to do a build series on how to paint a body. If you want to learn how to paint a body, you can go to Hemi-Storm's channel on YouTube and he'll show you all the tips and tricks you need to know about how to appropriately paint a body. I used big sheets of masking tape and I drew designs on it, and then I cut it out and did it in reverse and then added it to the body. So first I'm going to start off just by showing you the paint scheme. So you can see I've got a 4-color paint scheme for this. I've got black, fluorescent yellow, bright green, or fluorescent green and bright green. And the black adds a lot of dimension to it, so it pops a little bit better rather than just being an entirely green build. Now I'm going to go over just a few of the things that I did to this body since you saw me cutting the interior, just so you can see where I'm at. And then in the next video I'll show you exactly my thoughts on the whole project as a whole. So let's take a look at some of the interesting features that I put on here. First, in the back you'll notice that I went with the orange wheels. I also bought the neon green wheels, but everybody on Facebook and Instagram suggested I keep the orange wheels because it evened out the design because I have these Castle Creations logos on there, and I agreed with them. I actually Dremeled off the fire extinguishers that came stock on the actual roll cage because they just didn't look good and there were no stickers provided and I couldn't get any of my red stickers to work and sticking it here. So I cut those off and I used the Proline Racing accessories kits to add those on using some glue, drilling some holes in there so the little nubs can fit in. And these actually move around too, which is kind of cool, so you can take them out. I added the shovels to the back just to give it a little bit more scale realism, and I thought this was kind of cool. I put, this is one of the front bumper aluminum pieces that go on the Axial honcho, and I just thought that fit perfectly and it looks cool, gives it a little bit more scaled look, and I really like that. You can see on the library, I have everybody that's helping me out with this build. I have MaxAmps, I have AsiaTees, I have Boom Racing, and Castle Creations, and obviously Axial because it is an Axial. So I went with the Mamba Max Pro SCT, so you can see some Mamba stickers all around. And I did incorporate some of the original sponsor manufacturers for the kit because we got to pay them some respect for helping Axial get this off the ground. Number plate 40, that's how old I am. Every time I build a car, I always put my age as the number so I can remember when I built it. And then on the front you can see the Boom Racing, Axial Racing, Castle Creations, MaxAmps library continued throughout. Some really clever masking tape. I had to mask these insides to get the fluorescent yellow. I couldn't mount any of the light kit on the front because you could actually see the adhesive tape through this fluorescent green, so I had to find an alternative place. You can see on the inside, the interior has a green accent in it with green helmets. I don't know if you can see that. I can't really take out the interior because I've permanently placed it in there. And then on the side here, I cut out the windows and I bought these little netting kits. You can get these on eBay for like $5. And I just used some bolts to screw it in there with some nuts on the back. I think it gives it a cool little look. Let's see, on the underside, I have done I just put some adhesive tape here for to kind of secure the interior, and then I mounted the light kit right here. That's really the only place you can do it without it showing through the body or interfering with any of the electronics or anything. And then I just used some regular masking tape to hold it into place. This stuff usually comes off anyways. I didn't want to use hot glue, so I just used that as a temporary solution. This light kit right here, you can find them on eBay. I got them 2 for 14 bucks shipped, so I always buy these because to me they're throwaways, and that usually what happens with lights anyways. After a while they wear out in here. Now a couple things that I did notice on the back here, I didn't know if I was gonna light the clear that I left open to shine the lights because one is white and one is red because they never give you enough reds, and they never give you any big reds for whatever reason. I don't know why. I tried putting the sticker on there, it just didn't work. It didn't look very good. With the lights on, it looks great. The front lights on the front, in the kit, when you screw it into place, there's quite a bit of a gap here, so I will probably have to secure that down with some like heat shrink tape or something like that, or I might just leave it. But basically that's it. That's where I'm at with the build. If you guys are having a good time with this build series, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate everybody who comes by and leaves their comments. I mean, build series are quite a marathon, and I can understand that, but I wanted to make sure I showed everybody what I did. One last thing, you'll notice the little scale mirrors that I put on there. That's from just a mirror kit you can buy on eBay for about $7. So I put that on there. It's got the reflective unit here, and I think just the whole look ties it all together, and I think it looks pretty scaled. Now, I'm pretty sure at Axial Fest there's going to be a bunch of people that have like custom roll cages and custom this and custom that. I'm not worried about competing with them. I just really wanted to just show what I could do with a Yeti, and boy has it been really, really fun. If you haven't already subscribed to the video, please do. I love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Look forward to the next video where I go over my entire thoughts of the whole build, what I learned from all the comments, from all of you guys, and what changes I need to make this a real true basher. So again, thanks a lot for watching. I'm Read Your Mind. This is UrbanRcLA, and I am out of here.